Hey y'all, here I am again. Why? Just me, RD, messing around, two cameras, but they're on the same screen, so it's like, why bother? I don't know. But I'm here. I'm still creating, still dealing with some stuff, trying to stay positive, big smiles, everything's wonderful, right? So, what do I have to share tonight that you all might find interesting? Now, I could tell jokes, I could sing songs, I can do simple logic is logically simple and try to explain why clicking on that or doing this or doing that is dumb. But only if people are listening, only if people give a shit, you know? And I do admit that sometimes I don't see that's what's going on here. I recently put out a video where I discussed a recent death in my family. And I kind of, through code, was putting it out to an individual, you know. And strangely enough, not long after I posted it, I had one less subscriber. And I'm pretty sure it was that individual. They have the subscriber list, so hidden, so I didn't necessarily know that they were subscribed. I was pretty sure they were. And they definitely would have known that the video was directed towards them. And unfortunately, further showed just what level of emotional IQ that they have. And that breaks my heart because I really love this individual. So what am I doing here on YouTube? If I'm not treating it like a business, and as far as you know, I'm not doing anything else with the channel except for occasionally coming on here doing silly shit or, guess the sound. Oh no, it's not somebody going blah, 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 blah. It was a hedgehog running across the floor. You guys have seen what I do, and I haven't treated it like a business, but I have been thinking about it significantly. And this is not the only area where I create things or I do things. I didn't wake up one day and all of a sudden I wasn't disabled anymore. I got a job because I couldn't afford to be disabled. So while I'm struggling with that realization, while I'm struggling with the knowledge that I fought 23 years through 4 closed colleges, each and every time society in general goes, fuck you, RD, but I stayed with it, and I got my degree, and I graduated, the top of my class, or near the top of my class, and I have immense level IQ, and yet I'm working for $15 an hour. Like I don't matter to society, and that hurts. I don't really need people to be like, hey, attaboy, good job. Never been one of those people. That said, I came up with a saying a long time ago, one of my rich herbs, that, if ignorance is bliss, it's likely the opposite is true too. And what that means is that due to who I am, what my emotional intelligence is, what my regular IQ, my full-scale IQ is, and all these things put together, my experiences in life and my ups, downs, and tears, and laughter, I'm a little frustrated to know that I have so much to offer to society, that I have the ability and skill set to do so much more than I currently am in either my current job or any of the small hobbies on the side that I don't treat like businesses, but I teach myself about this and that programs and how to do this and that and so forth. So, what am I doing here? What is any of us doing here? Do we want to leave a legacy? Do we want to be the richest person on the planet and yet screw the small guys so we can get a few more million? What is our intent with our fellow human beings on this little fucking rock hurtling through space? Well, my intent is to make people smile, to feel better about themselves, to feel better about the possibility that they could do more with their lives, to become the best versions of themselves if I can help them get there. Now, some people get very insulted and be like, you're an arrogant prick, and rah, rah, rah. And I'm really not. I have skills, and so does everyone else. Some people will look and listen to what I have to say and be like, well, you're good at math, so you look down on me because I don't know my multiplication tables. I'm trying to explain to motherfuckers, I don't give a shit what your math skills are. I'd love to help you become better at math. I don't really care how good you are at logic or common sense or critical thinking skills. But I'd love to be able to help you become better at them. This is male, female, old, young, whoever you are, but especially those who are interested in learning. I may be able to recite movie, how do I explain it? I don't know how many songs I know the lyrics verbatim to, or how many that I sing but screw up some of the lyrics, here or there, because I've never actually read them. I just listen, I hear it, and I remember. Or the lines from a movie that I might share because I've seen the movie once or 50 times, who knows, right? And to some people, they'll be, oh, what do you mean you know the capitals of the states, or what the conversion value of the dollar against the yen is, or things that I find interesting, some people don't. But how can one not be interested in trying to become the best version of themselves? This is something I don't understand. I work with an individual who's been there much longer than I have, and while I don't know, a lot about him, I have been there long enough to see his work ethic. If this individual is not given some direction of what he should be doing, he'll stand there at a register like. So here I am running around, still injured and trying to come back from that. I have weight restrictions that I routinely go over. It's, even though I was told I wouldn't, it's retail, trust me, you do. And I'll just move, work. And and I'm happy to the customer. Hi, how you doing today? And smile and da-da-da-da-da. And it's customer service. That's what you do. Why be in customer service if you got no fucking customer service skills? But this individual will literally just stand there, take a sip off his coffee, look at the wall, da-da-da-da, and there's shit to be done. And I'm not even talking like, hey, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. We've probably all heard that, right? But the reality is this is basic stuff. Like, we got clothes sitting on a rack that people were going to buy, they decide not, and they have to go back. They got to go back, put out on the floor, all right? Or there's hard goods and stuff like that, dishes or plates or books or whatever. And instead of doing them, he'll just stand there and just wait for a customer to come up. Now I'm not a supervisor, but every once in a while, it's so frustrating. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to call him Seven, for lack of a better thing. I'll be like, hey, Seven, I'm going to go put these over there. I was going to sweep. Do you think you had a minute to sweep or something? No, I'm not his fucking supervisor. And if I say something, he'll be like, oh, I guess that's a pretty good idea. The thing is he's not a moron. You know what I'm saying? He's just fucking lazy. And he's older than I am. I don't understand how people have no interest in being the best version that they can be. Can somebody explain that to me? Explain how you can be okay. Hi, pussycat. Explain how you can be okay with going to work, knowing you work with other people, knowing that you're part of a team, and just being like, well, why should I do anything? I can still stay here and get paid. Now, maybe the motherfucker will get fired. Who knows? I know if I was his manager or supervisor, I definitely would have had a talk with him more than once by now. There are other people that feel the same way about this dude. And I just don't get it. I cannot, with all my smarts and rah, I cannot conceptualize how somebody can be that, selfish, basically. Like, I'm here at work, but now I get to just stand here and look at the wall and do nothing. Like, that's boring to me. Like, you're already at work. Why wouldn't you work? Like, even if it's slow, even if I would put back, 17 different things in the same time it takes you to put back 3 things, at least you're doing something. How the hell do you just stand there when your coworkers are constantly working and you're like, and to be honest with you, he ain't a very good cashier either. This dude is constantly asking me questions, and he's been there way longer than I have. I've been there like a month and a half now, right? And so, okay, so you're like, well, or I'm like, I get it. I have a 135 full-scale IQ and a WISE 3. It's Mensa level, right? Top 2% IQ in the world. Now, I don't say this to be arrogant or it's just a fact, okay? So maybe his IQ is dab smack in the middle. Maybe of average. Maybe he's got a 100 IQ. Average is 90 to 110. So chances are he's probably somewhere in there. But even at that rate, how is it that you would just stand around and do nothing? Why would you want to stand around and do nothing instead of actually at least staying busy? Like, oh, I'm going to take this one book, even though there's 10 to put back. I'll take one and walk across the store and put it back on the shelf. Then I'll come back and take another one and do it again. Well, that's not very time constructive or a good efficient, good utilization of his time. It's far better than just standing there looking like a fucking Riri. No offense to the people who are actually mentally handicapped. I'm sorry, I'm a kid of the 80s. I say stuff that isn't always PC, and if you're offended, you're on the wrong channel. I don't have anything against the demographic of the mentally challenged or anything like that, and I don't mean it by insulting them, okay? It's just a term. That said, what the fuck? Like, for real. I just can't conceptualize it. So anyway, I bought scratch tickets. One of my lucky numbers, I was a cab driver, a little over a decade. My car number was 96. In the cab, I used to say things, they'd be like, well, what car number are you? I'm like, well, I tried to get 69, but the FCC wouldn't let me, so I flipped positions. I'm car 96. Finally, at last, service is safe and fast. Shit like that. Give my card, whatever. And I did well. Okay. So 96 is one of those numbers that I still kind of, is part of my life. There's people in that town that I used to drive in, that city, that I haven't driven in over almost 25 years, and yet they know me by that number. They don't even remember my name. But if they see me, they're like, hey, 96, how you been? I haven't seen you. So it was that significant. Anyway, I bought 2 scratch tickets earlier tonight. I asked the guy, oh, what's these numbers? And he goes, that one's on 96, and that's on 12, that's on 78, that one's on 96. So I grabbed one of each, $5 a piece. Okay? Because the thing is this kid that works was wrong. Both tickets were actually on 4, meaning there was 96 tickets left. So as a customer service individual, he didn't even take the time to actually look at it. He looked at the parentheses next to it, because there's 100 in a stack, and told me 2 of them were on that, and I bought them based upon that. They both lost. Now, I'm not saying they would have won if they were 96, and it's my fault because I didn't look at them to verify, I guess, right? But it is this level of blatant incompetence that makes me go, what in the actual fuck is going on in society right now? Like, for real. I don't mind if you're, you have a tough day, whatever, but if you literally live your life this way, what are you doing? All right, what else we got to talk about? Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stairs, they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money with cops, like I got no choice. Rats in the front room, brokers in the back. Junkie in the alley with a baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause the man with potato possessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. That's like a joke sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. What else we got? I don't know, people. Life's too short to let it really bother me. Okay, so I'm not really bothered by it. It is what it is. I'll go to work, and the next time we work together, he'll do the same shit, and I'll continue to be a good worker because I have pride in what I do, right? That said, while it doesn't bother me in the sense like gonna lose sleep over it, it bothers me in the sense of what is he doing with his life? If that's all he wants to get out of life, like I showed up, I'm here, I'm doing literally, like a quarter of a fucking percent below bare minimum to not get fired, that breaks my heart for this dude. And like I said, he's older than me. You know what I mean? Like, what's the matter? Not that much older. He's probably like 2 years older than me. He's only 54 or something. So how can you have so little interest in your own person, in your own integrity, your own self-worth, to be that fucking lazy? I don't get it. I had a buddy of mine, he's been through hell and back. And he used to be a gamer. He stopped doing that. He used to shoot darts. He used to rah. But he's still at least trying. He's been through a lot. I love this man, right? So most recently, he got back into doing models. Little model cars, trucks, things like that. And it gives him something to do. As he said, it keeps him out of trouble. Okay? Cool. And again, he's older than I am. He's creeping up on 60. And, but it's something. It's something to say, I'm here. I've created something with my time. And that's a good thing. I'm proud of him. I got another lady in my life. Love her. All right? And she'd been through hell and back. And yet, she fights the good fight. And she's done some stupid shit in her life. We all have. But there was a point where she turned around and went, fuck, this is my life. Like, I need to do better. And she started to do better. And I'm very proud of her. She's good people, Maybe one of these days she'll be on here and we'll do a side-by-side like we're doing with these two cameras, but it'll be her and we'll be talking and blah, blah, blah. It'll be cool, right? But how can this dude just be like... And then when he talks to people, this is the other thing. This is customer service, right? When he gets done with a transaction, he literally, bye, okay, bye. I mean, it's like, as a customer, I've had some of them kind of go, like they could go to him and they'll walk past him and go, oh, how you doing today? Just for the interaction, because they feel like, that's part of their day. They're going to the store that I work at and they're going to buy some stuff and they're going to spend an hour walking around the store, picking through, trying to da-da-da-da. But it's just that basic interaction, that human connection of, hi, how are you today? And then I remember little things about the customers. That's customer service. Be like, oh, hey, the kid's out of school yet? And then this young lady, Hannah, she's like, no, not yet. There's 17 more days. Oh, not like you're counting, right? And then she laughs. But it's that little interaction for a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes that we're actually doing the transaction where there's some positivity, right? It gives them a little bit to feel appreciated and da-da-da. And then they go back to the grind of their life. That's what customer service is about. Whether it's a restaurant, a gas station, a convenience store, whatever, it's customer service. They're the customer, you're servicing them. No perverted jokes there, right? So why would you be in that type of position? Like, if you don't have the capacity to be a customer service worker, go dig ditches. Go stack shelves, be a cook, behind the scenes, wash dishes. There's so many other jobs that technically take less skill and zero customer interaction. Why not do those? Some of them then pay more. So I don't know, having a tough time with that. My apartment's rather warm, in case you hadn't noticed. I got fucking sweat. And I don't know how long I've been recording, just yappy. But that's all right, because I'm here, I'm still creating, and just want to let you all know that I give a shit. Happy Memorial Day, and I think that's why I'm really thinking about this as much as I am, is that, you know, it's the saying, you know, all gave some and some gave all. And so while there's people here under the guise of the protection that we've received from those that have lost their lives fighting for this country and to try to keep it safe, I guess it just breaks my heart a little bit that people wouldn't have a little more drive, perseverance, self-respect. I don't know. I guess I'm really just yapping. And hope you're all doing well. And, you know, love and hugs, positivity. Keep creating. Talk to you sometime soon. What if I look in the mirror? Then both of them would be... Ooh.